What up? Welcome back to the OG NBA betting show. We got my guy Dutchy down there. We got Wham Bam in the building, and Babano's gonna join us shortly. So we didn't have no NBA last night, but we got another huge card here today. So I figure we just get into it, start knocking it out. Let's go down the list to. This is gonna be funny. All right, let's go to Orlando and Indiana. We got Indiana minus six
But
and a
shout out to
half.
the chat too. God damn it, hanging around. You know what I'm saying? Waiting for
Oh,
motherfuckers.
my
We
fault. My
appreciate y'all.
fault.
We
My fault.
appreciate
My
the chat.
fault. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
faded too, man.
Hey, no, you say it's gonna be a funny show. I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be a funny show. Shout out to Bobano too. He gonna pull up. He's still gonna pull up on y'all.
I
Like and
appreciate
retweet
you,
it. Let them
King,
know because we got a
and
big
not me
ass
again.
card.
Yeah, I like a lot too. I got a list right here,
Yeah,
man. It
I
might
got
be
plays.
about,
I got plays. We ain't playing today.
I don't know, man. I don't know how many bets I'm gonna make today. I already got a few locked in, but I was waiting on talk to my boys to really lock the rest. They said these guys hate being punctual. I'll take the blame. It's okay. You could just blame me. That's
Just to be
usually
real,
my
we had a
thing.
talk. We had a talk pregame with Skee. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna try to be better. We're gonna try
All
to
right,
be
y'all. We
better.
gotta do our meetings too. So we do our meetings actually at 1. You know what I'm saying? That's all right.
We're the pre-
We got it ain't on him. It ain't on him. You know what I'm saying? We want the show to be solid just like y'all want it to be solid. So that's
we
how we
talked
do.
about this.
Yeah, you know, I'm trying to keep my son out the show too. So we're trying to get everything in order, bro. It's hard. It's hard out here.
All right, let's get it. First, we got Magic and Pacers. Open 6.5, now 5-point favorites for the Pacers. Total open 220.5, and it looks like 227.5. We know Paolo's out. Wendell Carter Jr. is out too. Nimhard is game time, and Neesmith is out. Um, damn man, I already know Dutch gonna dog him out. Go ahead, do your thing, Dutch. I know you're not laying with the Pacers, but can you take Orlando minus Paolo? No Paolo, no bueno, ain't it?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, the NBA is a hell of a drug. And you looking at the plug. Yeah, man. Hey, it was hard. It sucked not being able to say that shit yesterday. I mean, no NBA. Man, your boy was, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Fucked around, started looking at the ice, and then turned around real quick. Like I said, do better, do better. But shout out to everyone joining us, on a Wednesday.
That's right.
West Coast Wednesday, it's only right, Wham, right? We got the vibe set. We got all the motherfuckers in the chat. Let them know. Bobano will be through shortly. But yeah, man, I know Hallie. I've been cashing off Hallie low key under his threes. His threes. This motherfucker just keep chucking them. I got
He do. I don't
yeah.
know
I
who he think
was
he
taking
is
the
right
under.
now.
I'm telling you, you know who he think he is. Come on, bro. What the fuck? He thinks he's
Yeah,
Steph Curry.
yeah.
He think he's Steph Curry, but I mean, people are really realizing like that ugly ass shot is starting to trickle down to just being ugly. Period. The game just starting to look ugly. But shout out to his assist. He probably get you 10. He'll probably get you 10. But that shot, he keeps shooting it like it's going in, and it's not. So under 2.5 now. It's like, do you? I got under 3.5 last week, juiced. But I've taken under 2.5 a couple times, and it cashes. Like this motherfucker's barely lucky to get 2. So I would probably look that way again. I've been fucking around with these props a little bit, put a little something. When we got a big card like this, I'll put a little, a little something on a little parlay and fuck around with some little player props. But to me, right now, it's Pacers or nothing. I know they off a big win with Dallas. A little bit beat up. I think they get a little bit of people back here tonight. But at the end of the day, Orlando, since Mr. Banchero went out, I mean, they've been getting blown the fuck out. So no size. Wendell Carter Jr. is still out. Look for rebounding to really Miles Turner probably to have a big game. The rebounds should be a double-digit margin, in my opinion, for Indiana.
The one thing I struggle with here is because I do think Indiana could do what they want, kind of, but man, the team total for them, like Orlando's still kind of playing defense. They held OKC to 102, Dallas to 108. It's just Orlando can't score, so it makes this game tough. I can understand getting there with the Pacers. Wham bam. Is there anything you like in the Magic and Pacers?
You know what? Last time I was scared, I got spooked off of Jalen Suggs. He was able to pull it off, and he's one of those guys that's been playing phenomenal defense. Was on the defensive team last year, been showing phenomenal defense so far this year as well. going up against the guy that you said is a spoof in Tyrese Halliburton. So he would be one of those contributing factors of that under that Dutch is talking about. Gotta be Jalen Suggs again. Over 18.5 points. We're seeing this point total go all the way up from 14.5. Now we're seeing 18.5. Obviously, without Paulo, it's pretty much been him. France has been kind of getting in there every once in a while, but I think this is going to be an up-tempo style, even though the Magic is going to try to slow down the pace. I think the defense is going to be there, though, still, though. So even if it is up-tempo, I just like his transition defense. I like everything about bro going up against Tyrese today. So Jalen Suggs over 18.5 points. I like him to get 20, just like Top 20 said right there in the chat.
Yo, Skee, I did want to mention Orlando already beat them too, like earlier, like 2
They
weeks,
did.
a little less than 2 weeks ago. So this to me is clearly Indiana spot. I just hate having my money on that goofy motherfucker, but it's probably happening, And then it's like I bet him to cover, and and every time he hits a three, I'm like, no, So I'll stay away, but it definitely seems like a clear Indiana spot to me. The number's low though, in my
Why is
opinion.
it coming down? Is my question. Why is it from 6.5 to 5? That's not making no sense to me. That's just when I can't make sense of it, I kind of just stay away.
I
But
understand that
if I just look at it like a one-off game, I mean, Pacers should win. Talk about the revenge. I do remember that game. That was when the Pacers finally started figuring out, like, okay, we got to start playing again how we used to play last year, playing fast. And then Magic just were able to end it. Paolo had I think 50 piece in that game. So
Yeah,
I definitely
119,
remember that.
114.
Yep, Magic didn't cover. I had the Magic. They dirty, dirty, dirty asses. They was up by 22. I remember that game
he got
quite
tired.
well. I think Franz went to the locker room. He had an illness. But anyway, let's keep going down the list. 503, 504, Detroit and Charlotte. This one opened up. Charlotte -1.5, and now Detroit is -1.5. Total open 221.5 down to, I mean, it's sitting right there actually. Flintman Thompson out. LaMelo Ball game time, and Martin also game time. Jeffries, Richards, and Williams are all out. So I ask you here, Wham. I mean, we have two teams kind of going in a little bit opposite directions lately, right? Hornets are getting blown out back to back times. Pistons off a blowout win. Um, can we trust the Pistons to keep it going? I mean, no Nick Richards. Pistons should be able to rebound versus them too. What you thinking about this game?
Yeah, man. I think those two backcourt ball handlers for Detroit have been pretty applying pressure. Kind of caught it against the Lakers. Thought they was going to do pretty well against them. They did. Was able to win that game outright. Now going into a game where they should be peers here, where it should be kind of like similar foes. Charlotte does give me a little bit of a team that can get back to where they were prior to this little skit that just they were in. They were playing pretty good, you know what I'm saying? On the defensive side, we was talking about it. So that I could see them getting back to that a little bit in this game, just because I mean Detroit kind of have been playing a little bit out of their head. I mean, I've been seeing a lot of good stuff from Tobias Harris. It's only a matter of time. Bro started looking stupid. You know what I mean? Just off of what we've seen from bro. But I am going to continue to think that Jaden Ivey keeps playing pretty well, bro. I've been like, I haven't been losing as much as I've been betting this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to keep betting it. It's over 27.5 now. So we got 27.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He's able to get that pretty much easy last game. I think he's getting the same type of outlook here. And as far as the Hornets, they're not necessarily a defensive team at that position there. Even if you do have LaMelo in, hopefully he is in. You know what I mean? I don't really think that matters at all on the defensive side of the ball for Jaden Ivey. So I like Jaden Ivey, points, rebounds, and assists over 27.5. That's the only play that I have in this game.
Dutchy, I have a feeling you feeling like the chat. It's a little backy, little backwood.
Nah, man. Hey, real quick. Shout out to our guys in the chat, though. Star Child, Thomas Maggiano. I see you, my dude. Smokey McCloud in the building. Good to see everybody. Run up them likes. Hit that motherfucking like button like I'm hitting this first class front. Get you right where you need to be. Believe it. Yeah. Pistons, Hornets. This is like one of those games where it's like actually one of those nights, with the party guy. Skee probably has these a little more than my old ass these days, And talking to Wham Bam pre-funk a little bit, maybe him too, baby.
Maybe
Like,
me, yeah.
damn, you walk in,
yeah.
and you only got nothing but 6s and 7s, maybe 6.5s. You start talking about like, damn, that bitch got fat ass. Like, oh. You start telling yourself, you start hyping it up more, and you're like, hey, let me get a double, right? Instead of you get a little more where you need to be. This is like that one. You get that one. We're gonna make something out of nothing tonight, baby. And this is the Detroit Pistons, man. This is that try-hard basketball team. Kind of remind me of like the Knicks a couple of years ago, to be quite honest with you. Like I like Detroit. I think they're well coached. I think they got a guy in Kate Cunningham, and I think they got some players that could put the ball in the bucket and play with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. Tobias Harris, say what you will about him right now, but he's pretty much gonna succeed in a spot like this. When everyone forgets about him, he ain't shit. This is when he starts playing. This is why he gets paid the way he does, and then goes somewhere where he should actually do something, and they do absolutely nothing. But he'll be fine in Detroit because nobody gives a fuck about him in Detroit. He's rebounding the basketball quite well. The rebounding advantage here, it's a lot like the Indiana game, but I think it's even more here in the rebounding without our boy Wham Bam touched on it, or Skee touched on it, with no Nick Richards, no Williams. I mean, they have absolutely no size down low. And then you got Durant, who's just been bullying motherfuckers. I see somebody in the chat. I believe it was our boy McLeod liking the double-double. Over 11.5 rebounds is high, but it will be on my little pimp card. It will be on the little PPP player prop parlay, card. And I like it, man. I like Durant to bully these boys. As long as he stays out of foul trouble, I think he gets 15 easy. So, yeah, and I am on the Detroit Pistons tonight. It's hard to say it, but, yeah, I'm on the Detroit Pistons. I took them last night at plus 110 or 105, I believe. I'm on my phone today. I'm standing. My back hurts if y'all are wondering, but, hey, most importantly, we're here for the people. We're here for the people to bring y'all some motherfucking winners, and we going to clean up. This is not only what I like to see out of Detroit a little bit, it's also a fade of this fugazi-ass Charlotte Hornets, to be quite honest with you. So give me the sexier bum out of these motherfuckers. Detroit basketball to the window.
I like what I'm hearing, man. I got the Pistons on my short list as well. And the chat, they're enjoying that as well. Ron Crawford dropping in and saying this pick of the day is the Heat. We'll talk about that game in a bit. Appreciate you, Ron Crawford.
But like the fucking Heat. What are they, the Heatles now or something? Shout out to Ronnie.
Not me again. I will post the link as when I finish this show. I got you. So next game up, we will go down to Warriors and Celtics. This game opened up Celtics minus 7.5, came down a point, 6.5 total. Also dropped a little bit from 230.5 to 229. Injury report. Pods is game time. He was not on there earlier, but he's now questionable. And Melton
he was
is out.
sick last game. Like, he got a tummy ache.
And Jaylen Brown and Porzingis both out for Boston. So this one is interesting from a few different angles here. I'll come back to you here, Dutchy, but you ain't been doing many player props, so maybe you might not be looking at this one. But Tatum, he got to be pissed at Kerr from the Olympics. I think Tatum might go off, like, for real. But I just worry it's no Jaylen Brown with him. What you think?
Shout out to our guy JP in the motherfucking building. You didn't know. I'm motherfucking intro. Our guy Gas Report in the building. Good to see you, my man. Skee, this is a beautiful thing right here. It's going down. It's going down to B-Town, man. And in my opinion, it's about to be town business. It's about to be town business. But, hey, they might miss JB a little bit tonight. They might miss his ass tonight. Maybe not KP, but they going to miss JB. Believe that. I got the Warriors. I bet it last night plus 7.5, and I got 52 motherfucking reasons why. That's right. Last time these two teams played, a 52 piece. God damn. Where they do that at? The Warriors beat them by 52 motherfucking lost by 52 fucking points to the Boston Celtics. You don't think they remember that? Yeah, the drama about this Steph Curry. Well, the Kerr with the Jason Tatum bullshit. I mean, it could be going down. Jason Tatum could go, 7 from fucking 12 for the 3-point line. And they still might not cover this spread. I think this is going to be a basketball game. When you check the numbers, you want to be a numbers guy? Like, these two teams are quite close, to be quite honest with you. And you don't look now, but the Warriors only lost one game. Competition we could talk about, but still, it's the records, right? The numbers say that the Warriors are damn near just as good as a basketball team as the Boston Celtics, and you take JB, who is one of their best players, and they do got some good ones over there in Beantown. He is one of the better ones. I believe Steph Curry coming back. Buddy Hill, don't look now, but oh my God, Buddy Hill's part of my breakdown. This motherfucker's been shooting lights out. Continue the goofy ass smile. Keep stroking it, young man, because he's been playing out of his mind. Keep it going. I like the Warriors, Dub Nation, baby, handling business. +7.5. Give me the best number now. We'll make it official because I think it's gonna. I think if the Celtics win this game, it's a one possession basketball game.
So he had the other narrative, Wham Bam. He said, they lost by 50 to them last time over there. They're gonna remember it. What you thinking? You agree with that one? You liking the Tatum revenge? How you feeling about it, Wham Bam?
Man, he's saying it's town business. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, I like all that. I'm not gonna lie. All I'm gonna do is zero in on the total. I think this is a playoff style game, playoff style basketball. Give me the under, man. I want this under all the way. I think that they're gonna be good defense on the perimeter. We know what type of team this is. This is a team that's trying to shoot a lot of threes, get a lot of those attempts off. Our boy Caillou maybe contested or at the rim right there. I'm sorry, at the three. So I'm liking this all the way, bro. I'm liking under all the way on this one. This is the way I'm going to be betting this game. As far as props, I like that narrative though, bro. I do like the narrative with JT, especially without Jason Tatum. I mean, I like Tatum. I like him without Jaylen Brown there. So I do agree with that look. And I didn't even think about that. Yeah, of course he's going to try to stick it to Kerr a little bit. This is the whole reason why the revenge. It's the reason why he's mad all year, right? This is the reason why he's supposed to have his motivation all year. It's because of this shit, and this is the guy. So that is that's a good narrative, right? I like that narrative right there. Hey, that's 10 hat wham type shit right there. I'll put my 10 hat on for that. But no, so other than that, I agree with you there, but only thing I'm on is the under. Give me an under 229.5. That's the only thing I'm on.
Oh, Skee, your boy getting a lot in the chat, but man, they young cats, man. They don't understand what it means. I think we've already went over plenty of times. So if you don't know, you just simply don't know, man. But you know what I'm saying? But, hey, and this shit should all stop too after what happened last night, man. You watered down motherfuckers. You got one choice. It's either left or right when you go to the goddamn bathroom nowadays, man. No more fucking around. I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that.
See?
Get that boy going, man.
Y'all don't want to motherfucker. Y'all better
I'm gonna tell him, man. Hey, watch out, some of you females. Now that somebody else is in charge, you get tested and shit. Fuck around. They in a different league. In a different league.
Caillou might not get those threes today, JPZ. I think I think they're gonna be contesting them. This is the number one 3-point percentage team that's allowing like 28%. I think. As far as the Warriors, so I think they're gonna translate that over on the road.
Man, there's a lot of shit going on, man. I'm going to the next game.
Please do, sir. Please do.
New York and Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
New York's -7. I don't think the total really moved. It was, 225.5 is what we're looking at right now. Campaign is game time. No Achua, no Robinson. For the Hawks, Trae Young. Okay, he's probable. Hunter, Roddy, both game time. The other people the usual suspects just continue to be out for Atlanta. This one, I'm gonna come to you first here, Wham Bam. Trae Young, usually good versus this team. That's my boy. I really, as bad as the Hawks have been, I want to try to back him some way, shape, or form, but it's tough. What do you think about this game?
Yeah, you know what? I gotta think that the offense is gonna be had in this game. Hawks play a pretty good pace. They're gonna try to keep that same pace, and they're gonna give up, threes. That's one of the things that, as far as in transition, they give up wide open three looks, rushing towards the rim because of their lack of size and stuff. So I think that's kind of the reason for them to be giving up a lot of 3-pointers and a lot of 17. I think they're the worst at 3-point makes to opponents. 17 allowed, and I think it's 39.8% so far this year. So I think that it's going to help out the Knicks, man. Their offense has been pretty stagnant. You know what I'm saying? It hasn't been really that good, and this is a big number. And I think the reason for the number is because of those defensive numbers I was talking about with the Hawks. As far as Trae Young, I do agree with you, bro. He's pretty much the only anchor they got left, and he's been cooking, bro. Like Trae Young has been playing pretty damn solid on the offensive side of the ball. So I do like everything what you're saying with the Trae Young here, but I'm going to zero in on a prop. I think Karl Anthony Towns, he's going to be able to show out in this matchup here. Shoot these threes here. It's over 1.5 threes is juiced. We're gonna skip that. We're gonna go straight to the 2.5 at plus 183. Karl Anthony Towns. We think he gets us 3-point makes today at plus 183 tonight. So that's the play for me in this game.
I have a feeling Dutch is more with this comment. He thinks that Knicks offense is going to bounce back tonight.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. I am. That's a beautiful comment. Shout out to that comment right there. I missed the name. No, my fault. I like this game a lot, man. Shout out to my boy Wham Bam. Got me off. Came on the session on Monday. Got me off of the Knickerbockers on the road against the Rockets. Plus money with the Rockets. Beautiful thing. But tonight, no side for me here. No side. It would be the Knicks though off of getting that ass whooped against Houston. I think clearly right now with the injuries to Atlanta, the Knicks, are the better team. And like I said, like Wham Bam said, man, they're gonna be like, damn, lights up, wide eyed, green light when they see these boys, the Atlanta Hawks. Everybody is busting their ass. Now, if you got the books that you can get team total over first half, I would look that way, especially with these Boston Celtics. These motherfuckers cruise control second half. But this might be full 4 quarters, and I did bet this over 116.5 team total for the Knicks. I think, man, it's easy, man. We're gonna exploit that fugazi ass defense they got going on over there in Atlanta. The Knicks, we know they got the talent. Cat can catch fire. Mikal Bridges over 2.5 threes is plus money. We did get it barely against Houston. I look for him to be wide the fuck open in the corner because that's just what Atlanta does, is give motherfuckers wide open shots. So take advantage of it. Jalen Brunson should get whatever he wants. Over 116.5 is good money.
All right, good stuff. They asked for it. Where's that comment at? Where's that comment at? Here it is, right here. We need Bobano to come through with the rapid fire. They say, and a
Ask and you shall receive. I'm here.
What's going on, Bobano?
What's up, fellas? Good to be here. Yeah.
We talked about this is the last game we just finished up with. So we had this one, Golden State, Boston, Detroit, Charlotte, and Orlando, Indiana.
So I like Orlando. I'm giving them a chance tonight. I know it's been tough sledding for them with Banchero out. They've obviously had all kinds of struggles. There's no question about that. I actually think they still match up okay with what they can throw on the wing defensively against Indiana because they shoot a lot of threes. They play through, obviously, Hallie in the backcourt quite a bit with Nembhard. I actually think they match up here. I think they feel it's a kind of a sense of urgency now for Orlando to play better. I know, obviously, losing Banchero is huge, but they should be better than this without him. And I think they step up tonight. I took the points there with Orlando there in that one against Indiana. The total's been bet up. And, look, Indiana's really stressed and emphasized play faster. And we're seeing it. So I get it with the total. I know Orlando's kind of wants to play the other way, but I did bet the over a little bit as well as Orlando. Detroit, Charlotte. Charlotte had a blowout loss to Minnesota. Now Detroit favored. I passed that game. I understand, though, why Detroit took a little bit of money, but I didn't get involved with that too much. Golden State, Boston. This should be an interesting game here. I like the way Golden State's going, guys. I really do. I took +7 with them. I know Boston is a tough team to bet against sometimes, but I like the way they're playing. They've had a phenomenal start to the year. Buddy Hield's been a revelation for this team, offensively and what he's given them. So I thought taking the points was worth it. This kind of feels like Boston, Indiana, when, Boston was in a dogfight there. I think Golden State can give them a game tonight there in that one. New York, Atlanta, the game you guys just talked about. Sounds like a lot of you like Knicks team total. I agree. I like the full game over too, because look, the Knicks aren't defending the rim consistently night to night. They are giving up a lot in the paint. I think Atlanta can punish them there with some of that size down low, but Atlanta can't defend the three. and that's going to be a problem for them against the Knicks. So I think the full game actually goes over the total, and I'm not going to argue with Atlanta. They're overs. They're playing extremely fast. They're 7-1 to the over this season. Every Atlanta game has gotten into the 230s, but because the Knicks are involved, you're getting a lesser total here in the 220s. Take advantage. I still think it goes over 226.
Good stuff with the rapid fire from Bobano. Two things really quick. One, Mark says just watched Ice Guys, good stuff. So giving you
Appreciate
a
that.
shout out on that. And then two, one question about one of those games you said. The Indiana and Orlando. So you're telling me, I mean, we had a breakdown. You're telling me you trust this Orlando team to score, even though they haven't been able to even hit 90
They have
points
not.
lately.
They've been bad. They've been absolutely atrocious. I agree at that end of the basketball court. I just like the fact that I think Indiana is a team that's going to get their attention tonight. I didn't see this team struggling this badly offensively without Paolo Banchero. But then again, look who they played, though. OKC is a phenomenal defensive team. Dallas can
Yes.
lock up on D when they want to. They played
Yes.
Cleveland, who have had an unbelievable start to the season. This has been a brutally tough schedule. Let's not forget that for Orlando these last few games. It's not going to get any easier with Indiana, but you also look at Indiana laying points this year. They haven't covered a number as a favorite. They lose outright to Philly. They lose outright to New Orleans. That's the game that stuck out. How they lost that game to New Orleans last Friday, it's a horrible loss for Indiana. Orlando's coming to play tonight. I have no problem taking the points.
I asked because I was trying to figure out how to bet that game over, and you make some good points for Orlando playing some better defenses than what they'll see tonight, and I do think Indiana's going to play with pace. So I think I like the first half over in that game. That's what I roll with. Next game up, let's see. We are going to Houston. And let's get back to full game here. Houston opened 5.5 point favorites. They're 6.5. And the total came down from 216.5 to 214.5. Mostly 215 actually right now. Injury report for this one. Dylan Brooks is still game time. Easton is game time. Steven Adams is out. No Trey Jones, no Sohan, no Devin Vassell for the Spurs. I think even Pop is going to be away for this game. But I'll come to you here, Dutchie. The Rockets, I feel like they might just own the Spurs a little bit. And the Spurs offense is kind of untrustworthy. And I don't think the Rockets offense is that way. Do you think the Rockets can get it done at home, Dutch?
Yeah, man, it's Houston or nothing. Shout out to our guy, LJ. He probably be on the Rockets here first half. Probably get to the window there. But this ain't really my type of basketball game. I'll back it with this motherfucker now.
I didn't see that coming.
What's up, local Santa Rosa? What's up?
We got a lot of games, man. We got a lot of games, bro.
I hear you on that. Wham Bam, is this one you want to touch?
Only thing I like here is the under. I think that this is going to be one of those defensive battles. I think it's going to be tough for both teams to score on each other. Big long length from Wemby on the other side, and as far as just the wing play for the Rockets, I think they're going to be able to play and keep those scores on the scores that they got left for the damn Spurs to down there. So under has hit 5 times in the last 5 meetings, so I would think that that's the only way to bet this game. Other than that, I would be saying this is exotic backwood. Only thing I like is the under.
Bobano, I did bet the under, and I think I was even considering Spurs team total under just because. I mean, I look at the Rockets lately. They held New York under 100, right? They did get lit up by Golden State, but they held Dallas and they held the same Spurs team to 101. I think either one of those are good looks, and I guess that means I like the Rockets. How do you view this game?
Yeah, I lean Rockets. I'm with you on the unders for sure. I mean, you look at it, it's not just 5 straight meetings, but the first 2 meetings we saw 215 and 207, 215, 207 total points. Neither one would be good enough to go over this number tonight. So it does make sense. We're going to see an under pace probably as well from both teams a little bit. I'm totally in agreement with that. I think from a totals perspective, you look under. I think the Rockets at home, I like the way they played against the Knicks. My only fear is a letdown, but I don't know if you're going to get that when you're playing a team in your own state. How many times, by the way, are we going to see Spurs versus Rockets? This is absolutely absurd. Third time already these teams are playing each other. Let's get a little variety here in our matchups early in the season, NBA schedule makers. Holy shit. I can't believe
The
we're seeing this for
conveniency.
the third time. But I lean Rockets, but I didn't get there. I just lean under.
All right. Well, I'm to the window with that under for sure. We'll keep it moving down the list. We have Cleveland and New Orleans. Cavs opened as a 7-point favorite. They're 7 right now. And the total came down from 224 to 223. Cavs, Levert's game time, Tyson's game time. They continue to be without Imani Bates, Max Strus, and Dean Wade. For the Pelicans, the same laundry list. DeJounte Murray, Trey Murphy, CJ McCollum, Herb Jones, all out. But you also have Zion, Hawkins, and Alvarado, all game time decision. You guys know how I feel. I want nothing to do with this Pelicans team, especially as good as the Cavs have been playing. It's a one-way ticket for me, and I even considered a team total over. Dutch, are they the Pelicans or the Pelicanos today?
Hey, yo, somehow, some way, we cashed that motherfucking first half with the Pelicanos, man. And then they went right back to the Pelicans in the second half. Portland, goddamn. Shit, they beat them by 18 in that. I mean, I don't know how much they outscored them by, but they ended up beating them by 18, bro. So we was up comfortably at the end of one. You know, not too much of a sweater, pretty much the whole first half. But hell no, I ain't going back to that shit. Cleveland's been impressive. Shout out to, Atkinson's got the boys. Man, Garland. What it really is Garland's back to what he was. I think he must have been hurt last year, son, because he just wasn't that good at times. And he good, man. He good. Like, he's back to what. And I was watching. I was like, damn, no wonder Wham Bam likes this motherfucker so much. But you do that with Donovan Mitchell as long as he's not a black hole. J.A. Jonathan, or Allen is just playing out of his fucking mind. So Jared Allen is playing playing out of his mind. So I just think Cleveland or nothing, man. I'm not standing in the way, but I'm not gonna lay the number.
All right, Wham Bam, go for it.
Yeah, man, we got to go back to Brandon Ingram over points. Got it at 23.5 points at -1. Let me make sure I got this correct. My fault, y'all. -112. -112, Brandon Ingram over 23.5 points. I do like Darius Garland again, but it is starting to get juice. Y'all know how it is when it start to get a little bit crazy. We probably got to go a little higher. This is a team that is bottom 5 in opponents' assists. I think they're ranked 27th at opponents' assists so far this year. So they are pretty bad at giving up assists, and that is a favorable matchup for Darius Garland there. So we could possibly look at him getting a double-double here. I haven't made the decision. Do I want to ladder it up to probably 8 at a favorable number, or take the double-double here? I think it's at plus 300 there. So maybe I'll probably do a little bit of both or something like that. But nothing official here on this game other than Brandon Ingram so far. So that's the only thing I could give out with confidence here is Brandon Ingram over 23.5 points. That's the only thing I made official.
Yeah, that's back to the well for you right there. Bobano, what's the play? Is it Cavs? Is it Cavs team total? Which way are you going?
It's a bit of both. At least for me, it is. I'm on a little Cavs team total. I'm laying the points here. It's almost like Donovan Mitchell and Jared Allen and most of these Cavs players, the way they spoke after the narrow win to stay undefeated against Milwaukee. It's almost like they knew they failed to cover the point spread as a team for the first time this season in that game. They didn't sound happy, believe it or not, after that Milwaukee game. Like, we didn't play that well. We're fortunate we stayed undefeated after that game. So they sounded like a team that lost the game. And I like hearing that. It means I think you see focus against a team that you're clearly better than. You're also facing a team that's got a depletion due to injury right now. So I like the mindset here for Cleveland, a much better team. So, yeah, Cavs team total over, split with Cavs -7.
All right. I like it. Next game up, we have Lakers and Grizzlies, open 227.5. That's up as high as 232, with Memphis as a 1.5 point favorite here. D'Lo and Reeves are both probable. AD is questionable. Rui is doubtful. Vanderbilt and Wood are both out. For the Grizzlies, usual suspects are out, including Bang. And then we have Luke Kennard, game time decision, and Conchar, doubtful. Wham Bam, I'm coming to you with these Lakers. I don't know if AD's going to play or not, But if he's out, I mean, Grizzlies, all they want to do is attack the paint. And even with AD in, like Lakers paint protection ain't been good. This is not a Lakers spot for me. But what are you seeing from Lakers and Grizzlies?
This is a tricky game for us, for sure. Are we getting any help from D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves? Is what we're gonna have. We got to go up against Ja Morant. Last time we went up against a formidable backcourt, which was the Detroit Pistons. They burned us, got us smoked. AD did everything he could. They said he was hurt. He said he's going to play. That's what he was saying. He was kind of saying in the locker room that he was going to play. So I kind of want to take his word for it, and do think that he's going to play. They said Rui got upgraded to questionable too. I think they are going to start to get some of their guys back. I think they even said Vando is going to be coming in soon as well. So as soon as they get all back healthy, you can start trusting the Lakers. Until then, I don't want to. So I'm going to try to lean towards the Grizzlies here, and by doing that, I'm going to just think that Ja does ever since he's been in the league doing at the NBA. He's been doing this to us as far as the Laker fans. And I think he's going to do it again to us. So give me Ja Morant over 37, I believe, over 37 and a half points, rebounds, and assists. That's the way I'm going to be locked in on this game. Other than that, man, I don't really necessarily want to trust the Lakers, like you said. Even if they did get 80 back, I think that the paint is a big hole for us until we figure that out. It can't be Jackson Hayes. It can't just be all relied on AD. I think the Grizzlies going to be applying a lot of pressure in the paint pause. So I think that that's going to be a problem for the Lakers in this game. So that's the reason why I do lean towards the Grizzlies. And that being said, that's the reason why I do like Ja. I think you could get a combination of PRA good because he's getting a lot of assists, and I think he's going to be able to score on our backcourt here. So PRA with Ja is the way I'm going.
Bobano, I went with Memphis first half team total at 58.5. Yeah, they've hit that first half team total every game except for one, I believe. And I just see a lot of ways for them to do it versus Lakers team. We both are not so high on the Lakers today. Maybe that means you and Dutch might be. What do you think, Bobano?
I actually like the Lakers a little bit in this spot, believe it. I'm not laying points with Memphis. Fuck that. This Memphis team, I am not a fan of what I'm seeing from them. Losing to Brooklyn again the other night against the Nets, I don't like that at all. The Lakers off getting smoked by Detroit. Do they really want to go back home to LA 1-4 on this road trip? Because that's what's going to happen if they lose tonight. You know, there's a big difference between 1-4 and 2-3 on this road trip that they're on right now. The LA Lakers. I agree. There's concerns about rim protection. There's concerns about interior D right now for this Lakers team. There's no doubt. And that's the biggest matchup disadvantage they're going to have to overcome here tonight in this game. But there's too much flightiness right now with this Grizzlies team. I actually did bet the Lakers here at +2. I grabbed a +2 with the Lakers. I did take that a little bit. I like the over. I also like the over a bit, but it's getting up there. But 230.5, I would still lean that way. I got a better number though. It was not this high when I took it. I think it was more closer to 228.5. It's up to 231.5 now. Still lean over though.
Dutch, you must like the Lakers too, huh?
Look like it.
No, it's funny though. That's funny because I had him on the short list last night. I did because I'm like, I'm with Bobano, man. It's kind of like fade mode with these motherfucking Grizzlies right now. But yeah, shout out to our guy, Lucky Lefty. We got Daniel Ponce in the building, and our guy Rick White, man. He said backwood. This is an exotic ass backwood because I did want to bet the Lakers, but I will have this little action on Ja Morant over 23.5 points. We talked about it, on Monday. This motherfucker he's gotta get 25 plus right now with that roster. It should be easy for him. Shout out to our guy Stacks too, Justin McKelvey with the assist. He's getting them as well. But I like this one a little bit more. The over 23.5, like this prop I like a little bit more. So I don't know, this one seems like until it gets up to like 25, it should be bet. But other than that, I'm gonna stay away because it does seem like now the Lakers have been kind of, big bro, little bro. These teams don't like each other. It's been 4 out of the last 5 easy wins pretty much by the Lakers. Maybe one close one in there. But at the same time, Memphis is kind of due, I feel. So we'll just stay off this game, and hopefully Ja Morant goes off either way.
All right, we'll move it down. Bulls and Mavs opened up. Mavs minus 10.5. They're down to 9.5.
It finally, by
has-
the way, makes sense that I have a Lakers DVD in the background here that I'm taking them finally tonight.
Total went up from 230.5 to 237.5. And we have Giddy and Jalen Smith and Patrick Williams are probable. Levine is questionable. Lonzo out. Lively looks like he's doubtful. Exum, Kleba, and PJ Washington are out for Dallas. This one is interesting. I'm going to come back to you here, Bobano, with this one. What do you make of this big jump in the total, for one? And two, do you think missing Lively and PJ Washington could potentially mess up Dallas's offense?
It could. Will Chicago be able to do anything still? Do enough defensively in spite of that? That's the biggest question, because what I keep seeing from the Chicago Bulls team is the fastest pace going in the NBA right now and not much defense, and a defense that's worse without Lonzo. So from that standpoint, I don't even know if it's going to matter all that much. In Dallas, I could see them scoring in bunches, and I like the Dallas off angle too, coming off the loss against Indiana, for them to have a good night offensively. I don't think the Bulls are a team I trust to put defensive resistance up there against anybody. Hell, we just saw Brooklyn put up 120 against the Bulls, and then 135 for Utah going into the house there in Chicago and putting up a 135 spot against this Chicago team, shooting 54% for the game, 44% from the perimeter. So this is a Bulls team that's not defending right now, and that's not defending the perimeter is basically a disaster waiting to happen. Obviously, when you're taking on the Kyrie, Luka, and company on that perimeter, and Clay, so that's going to be a big concern here for me. I like this over. That's the bet I like in this game. It's gone up significantly, 237.5. It's a huge. Now these Bulls games are moving every single time. People see that they've just breakneck they're playing as far as a pace is concerned compared to last year. So I got it 235. Gone up a little since then. I still like it. I think it's like Indiana, Denver all over again, which flew over the total. I think this one will too.
I disagree.
Or Indiana, Dallas, I should say. I said Indiana, Dallas flew over the total. I think this one does as well.
I disagree with a point, but I like Dallas team total under 123.5. I think it will mess up the offense. I think that the Bulls, or I know, at least numbers wise, Bulls are number 3 as far as corner 3-point field goal percentage allowed. They're number 3 as far as above the break 3-point field goal percentage allowed. They're letting teams go into the paint, and that's where they're having success in the paint. I see it might be a little bit harder without some of these guys from Dallas as far as that's regard.
They're 0-4 against the spread as a favorite, by the way, Dallas, in their last 4 games. So coming into tonight, I did give Chicago some thought, plus the points, but I just stuck to the over.
I'll say this. Chicago's only given up this number of 123.5 one time this season, which was the last game they just played. Dallas has only eclipsed this number one time, which was the last game versus the Pacers. So we shall see. But I'll play Mavs team total under 123.5. Dutch, what's your boy Luka gonna do tonight?
Yeah, man. Shout out to Andrew G. I see you, my G. Jai Ty in the building. Good to see you, my man. Yeah, back with this motherfucker, man. Fuck it.
What's up? Local Santa Rosa. What's up?
And Bam, what you thinking?
Keep that thing up for your boy too, man. I don't want nothing to do with this game.
What's up? Local Santa Rosa. What's up?
I did right to go to Bobano first in on that game.
Yep.
Next, we have Thunder and Nuggets. Opens up Thunder -4, and they're a 7-point favorite, and the total has gone up 222.5 to 223.5. We know there's no Aaron Gordon. There's also no Jamal Murray. For OKC, the same list of guys continue to be out for them. I mean, it's hard for me to look any other way than OKC in this game. I mean, they're clearly the better team, the healthier team. Denver also already was thin before, the injuries. Now they're extremely thin. I'm coming to WAM first with this one. Is your boy gonna save the day? Is Westbrook gonna save the Nuggets today, or is this a Thunder spot?
You gotta set me up like that. Kept my mouth closed. Shout out to Westbrook though, man. He did have a pretty solid game the last game, 21 points, shot pretty well from the field. And man, they don't have Aaron Gordon. Who else do they got out there, man? It's only gonna be Jokic, man. Come on, bro. I do think I am going to be looking into his points, rebounds, and assists over 25 and a half. We know what type of time Westbrook is going to be trying to give his old team in OKC, but it is going to be pretty much about his efficiency other than anything about us going over this. And I'm really focused on the rebounds and the assists. I ain't going to lie. So maybe that's probably the way I want to attack, and I don't want to be watching his jump shot go down tonight. Pause. I'm going to stay away from giving you a pregame. I think I'm gonna probably just bet this one on my own as far as a personal. But yeah, as far as anything else, man, I think this is a lot of numbers. I think this is a lot of points for. I know the Thunder are phenomenal. They're a pretty good team. This is one of those games I think it's a sneaky play. Getting it that you're getting the Nuggets at the house, pretty hefty underdog role. I do like this spot here for them in that sense, but it's kind of hard to do it. Just again, like off the bat, it's hard to do that because the Thunder just been so good, bro. So it's hard to just go ahead and bet against them. I know you guys probably were thinking the same thing. Me and Bobano has been pretty much high on the Thunder. I've been Thunder buddying with Bobano this ride, these as the fruit games. I'm gonna stay away from it on this one though, because I think man, maybe Westbrook does play pretty well in this game and allow them to cover. So I think that's probably how I'm going to personal bet this. Russell Westbrook, something like that laid down the line. I don't know.
Jesus.
Tell him, Bobano about the Hamilton kid.
He's unbelievable. I mean, he's just so much fun to watch. I'm so honored to have him share that we're from the same place, the same hometown, Hamilton. He is just remarkable. And what I love is he just puts his head down. He plays well, plays hard every night, gets the job done, and no showboating, no pompous, arrogant bullshit from him. Very humble guy. That's what you want to see too when it comes to him. Yeah, you know what I'm doing here. Oklahoma City, of course. We're laying it with OKC. There's they've covered every. Well, they're 6-0-1 against the spread, along with the 7-0 straight up record. They pushed with San Antonio when they were a 12-point favorite. Denver is just look. Now you're not going to have Aaron Gordon or Jamal Murray. You got to put. Obviously, it looks like Peyton Watson into the starting five. Who's going to? They have zero bench. What? Julian Strother, Hunter Tyson. Were they actually going to put old man DeAndre Jordan out there for a little bit tonight? Denver try to get things rolling. That'll certainly save the team tonight. Putting him out there for 20 minutes. No, they're just a mess. Denver with zero bench, and it's bad enough, when they've got to rely on their starters so much. And now you've got two of your most important starters out in Gordon and Murray. They barely beat Toronto the other night. In fact, they were trailing Toronto for pretty much that entire game, and the Raptors decided to cough it up late. But that was not a good sign for this Denver team. Now, Thunder are rolling. No problem laying the. I never thought I'd be seeing the Thunder this year. No, everybody knows they're good. Everyone knows they're a Western Conference and NBA title contender this year. I expected their point spread record to suffer a little bit, and it hasn't. Here they are. They've cut 6-0-1 against the spread in their 7 games. So we'll ride the Thunder one more time. Thunder buddies for life tonight.
Dutch, you gonna not break the tie because Wham didn't take the Nuggets, but you want to take the Nuggets. What you think, Dutch?
Yeah, man, I can't be betting the Nuggets right now. I don't really like what I see out of them. This number was 2 when they played. OKC came in and beat them in Denver a
That is
little over a
true.
week ago.
Big difference in
So,
the number this time.
yeah, big
these
difference.
two teams in Denver. Yeah.
But no Murray and no Gordon, so there's a reason for that. So,
Yes.
are they worth the 5 points? I mean, it wasn't a close basketball game last game, so I'm gonna go back to the window with Russ a little bit here. I mentioned it, rebounds and assists, getting a lot of minutes, getting a lot of chances with the ball. I know he went a little more offensively last game. I don't see that necessarily being consistent, but I do know he's going to be working. He got energy out there. He's talking that shit, so I know he'll rebound. assists. They should be a little bit, honestly, a little more better shooting with without Gordon, depending on who they put in. But it's just like they're so light. They're really so light. And Thunder's still out to just prove a point that they weren't, no fluke last year. So yeah, it's a small play, a Russ over rebounds and assists. But just got over it last game. I think he'll get over it again. It's probably over 11 and a half or 12 and a half. Either way, I like it. But yeah, Thunder or nothing from a side perspective.
All right, let's move over to another game that I keep getting more and more interested in. Heat at the Suns. Suns open 5.5 point favorites. It's kind of moving back towards 5 now. Still a couple 5.5s out there. Total sitting at 222. Jaime Jaquez Jr. out, Kevin Love out. Bill is a game time decision. The Suns have not covered once as a home favorite. And the more I keep looking at them, I mean, I'm looking at who they've been playing lately and barely escaping with wins. Like, let me pull back up here. They played the Sixers. They played the Blazers. They just barely escaping past these teams. So I don't like the way that they look. I think that the Heat are hungry after losing on that buzzer beater or that game winner from Sacramento, and especially with 3-3 record right now. I think the Heat are the hungrier team, and I'd be taking the Heat either first half or full game in this one. Bobano, do you agree?
I actually do agree a little bit. I like Spoelstra off a loss, and I don't think this is one of his best teams. And there's question marks galore with this group, but coming off the loss to Sacramento at home, starting a road trip, I like that as well. This is the start of a road trip here for Miami, and then they got to go through Denver, Minnesota, Detroit after this. Coming off a tough loss to Sacramento, I think you're going to get a good effort. You're right about this Phoenix team as far as being home favorites. They had the great win against Dallas. Credit to them. But I still remember, opening the season on the road against the Clippers. They needed overtime to survive. After the Dallas home win, the Lakers, and it was a tough spot for the Lakers, and they still only won that game by 4 points. They barely beat a shorthanded Sixers team without Embiid the other night, 118, 116. They didn't cover against Portland. So you're right. The home favorite role's been tough on them. Heat off a loss. Now you got to hope the Heat, show up, because too many times we see Butler have a bad night, Hero have a bad night. What are you going to get from Rozier consistently? What are you going to get from these guys? Because they've been as inconsistent as it gets all season long. But off a loss, start of a road trip, I think there's onus on a veteran team like this to, treat this like a business trip, especially the first game and coming off a loss like that. So I'm with Skee here. I haven't moved on this yet, but I am close. I definitely lean Miami here.
What it's gonna be, Dutch? You rolling with the Heat, or you rolling? I feel like you really like them Suns, though. I don't know. You might be on the Phoenix.
I sure as hell ain't betting Miami Heat. I know that for sure. I know some respectable guys. We'll say some respectable guys, including two guys right here on the panel. Seem like they like the Heat tonight. I mean, yeah, it is the start of a road trip. A long ass road trip to start off all the way from South Beach to AZ. That's not necessarily the first flight you would like to take. But maybe it could be good for these boys. It wasn't it was like a deflating loss. Like Sabonis gets some crazy ass rebound and puts it in to win the game. It wasn't really like they got smacked around. So I mean, I kind of disagree a little bit maybe there from that aspect, but it could I guess the locker room could go either way from that. But the funny thing about Phoenix is when you look at their schedule, yeah, they went to LA, but we know LA to Arizona's not that far, especially when you travel the way these fellas do. They have not left. The whole start of the season, I don't know what the fuck they did to get this type of schedule, but they have not left the crib. I mean, they've only went to LA. They played the Lakers and the Clippers. Other than that, since the whole fucking start of the season, they've been posted at the crib, well rested, ready to rock and roll, I think, in my opinion. I don't get it. I do understand Phoenix has fucked me off a little bit, to be quite honest with you, with the number. They find a way to win. They don't really necessarily cover the number. So I get that from that aspect. If you're gonna back the Heat, you'll probably be just, holding your breath, clenching that shit, hoping that you cover the 5.5. I'll be waiting. Most likely to just get the Suns as a pick 'em because I feel like they find a way to get this done. But this has that fuckery written all over it. You know, it really does. So a lot of guys like the Heat tonight. So I don't see it. So, but Suns live game for me.
Well, I'll say this: if you're gonna get the Suns as a pick 'em, they got to be down at some point. The Heat are 5-1 ATS in the first half. Wham
There you
bam.
go.
You think about the Heat early? What you thinking about this game?
Yeah, I like that 5-1 spot. Like you said for the Heat, man. I didn't have nothing for this game, bro. This was gonna be another backwood for me. But the way you guys are sounding a little confident in the Heat, I know those spots, man. And I know when you guys trust the the G squad or the B squad in the Heat, it's the team you tend to want to go ahead and jump on that, bro. That means Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero are gonna be just out here shooting and knocking down shots here. So I kind of would agree with the fellas here, man. I don't think this is a backwood at all. You might want to just cap the capper here and take the Heat, bro. So I'm liking what y'all saying, bro.
All right, next game. 2 more games left. We have Raptors and Kings. Opened up Kings minus 9.5. They're 11-point favorites, and the total is up from 234 to 237. So it must have got up to 238 and had some resistance there. Looking at the injury report quickly, doubtful. No Scotty Barnes, Bruce Brown, or Kelly Olynyk. Kevin Herter's game time. Carter and Robinson are out. I'm gonna go right back to my guy Bobano. Your guys up there in the north, they've been pretty scrappy, and I want to say they might have covered every game
You're
except for
7-1
one.
against the spread.
Yeah,
Toronto.
every game except one. So I feel like it might be a little disrespectful with this point spread. What do you think?
Yes. The only thing I don't like is Sacramento's playing with revenge. They lost in Toronto on Vince Carter's jersey retirement night last Saturday. So they have a chance for a little payback. They are the better of the team still. But that's asking a lot still in this spot to lay 11. Let's not forget Sacramento's coming off a long road trip too. So are they going to be fresh? Are they going to be at their absolute best? And I just love the scrappy, feisty, and they play for 48 minutes. Darko Rajakovic is getting 48 minutes from this basketball team. I mean, even when they're down in a game, they hang in there. Now, there's been games where they've had the lead and they've blown it, but there's also been games where they've been down big and they've come back. The Lakers found that out recently when they were in Toronto. Raptors never quit in that game. I'm okay taking plus 11 points with a team that's not quitting, with a team that's been undervalued. 7 of 8 they've covered this year. I like Toronto plus 11, but what I like even more, Skee, is the over. These overs with Toronto are just gold. They are right with Chicago, one of the fastest paced teams in the NBA. They're a lot better offensively than they are defensively. Grady Dick has stepped up. We talk about how without Scotty Barnes, it's nice. Barrett's tripping in. They don't even have Quickly yet. Wait till he gets back. They're going to be a solid offensive team. The defense is still lacking, though. Not much rim protection for the Raptors. So I think they score, but I think Sacramento gets a lot of their points as well. High scoring game. I really like this over. And just because the Raptors just continue to cover numbers, and again, you're getting a healthy plus 11 with them, I'm compelled to take them, even with Sacramento and revenge.
Yeah, I was looking towards the Raptors team total. I saw 113.5 or somewhere around there, maybe even 112.5. I mean,
Sacramento can get their revenge by 1 to 10 points. Doesn't have to be more than 11. Remember that.
yeah, but and also let's look at the Raptors scoring lately. I mean, 119, 131, 125, 133, 125, 112.5, 130. Like Sacramento's defense is not that good.
No.
That's the way I'm looking. Wham Bam, how you feel about this game?
Yeah, I like a lot of props. This is a great stats to be accumulated type game. There's going to be a lot of points to be had. Figure out what prop you like the most. I think I do like RJ Barrett the most here in this game. I think obviously you want to go back to the well with Grady. Grady was doing well. His point total starting to get craped up though at 20.5. Highest it's been so far at plus 100. I still like that there, but RJ Barrett is where I want to go. Points, rebounds, and assists, 35.5. That's where I'm going to be, thinking that's going to be the main guy, the main catalyst for this Raptors team as far as putting up points. And, yeah, man, I do like Grady, and I do like what Bobano's saying. Brad called it before they even start playing. You know what I'm saying? He said their defense was going to be trash before they even start playing. They've been allowing the team total over cashing for opponents left and right. Wouldn't see no other way around for the Kings to do the same there. So I like the full game over, just like you guys. And then I'm going to take Grady over 20.5 points. And then we're going to take points, rebounds, and assists with RJ Barrett 35 and a half.
All right, good stuff. We'll move it over to the next game here. We have Sixers and Clippers. This game opened up Clippers -1. They're 1.5 point favorite. Total open 217.5 and is down to 214.5. Injury report. Paul George is probable, I believe, and Embiid is out. For the Clippers, Bamba, Kawhi, and PJ Tucker all out. So I'll go to you here first, Wayne Bam. This is not a game. This is probably one of my least favorite games of the day. But anything for James Harden going back to play his old team in the Sixers, or how you viewing Clippers and Sixers?
Well, they already had that game already. I think James Harden played against them already. I believe this is not his first time playing against them. I think he did that last year. So this will be the first time PG going up against the Clippers, though. That's for sure. And if you think about it, all those bricks laying around, looking around this new nice shiny stadium, PG was supposed to be the main motherfucker in the damn stands. So now that he's not a part of that, maybe it is kind of eerie, maybe kind of weird kind of vibes, because he's on the other side of the other side of the team. I think the thing that's lingering over the Sixers is that they were trying to get Embiid to be available in this game, but we know that he got suspended because he choked out somebody in the back. So that's that right there. He won't be available here, but he is healthy to be playing. That was crazy because it looked like they were gonna push him out today. I think that was kind of giving you a good enough narrative that this was supposed to be a big type of game for the NBA. And I think if that is the case, I would possibly think that the Sixers play a little bit better than what they have been, or at least play up to competition. First quarter has been pretty solid, though, for the Clippers. They've been pretty solid in the first quarter. They didn't get it last game. One of their own, I think not the only, I think that's the second time they didn't cover the first quarter this year. But other than that, they've been pretty solid. Yeah, that was the second time they didn't cover the first quarter this year. But mostly they've been pretty solid in the first quarter. Philadelphia has as well, 5-1. Both of these teams have been pretty solid there. So if I had to, I'm going to go and say that I think the Clippers first quarter probably a little bit more live, but I think it's full game for PG and them boys. I think Paul George probably have a pretty good game in this game, but it's something like you say. I don't necessarily have a strong opinion on this game. It's just that I have my own thoughts, and if we get it down to the wire during this, during this end of this day, since this is the last late game, I might be end up, a little bit compelled to take in on this Clippers early spot.
What you thinking here, Bobano?
I'm thinking that I don't like much of Philly, but the Paul George angle back in LA against the Clippers, and Maxi's good enough to also take a lot of the offensive load as well. Those two guys, obviously, with Embiid still out, losing a tough one to Phoenix. I actually thought they played better than they have recently against Phoenix. That game was there for the taking. It was actually tied. Actually, they were down only by one going into the fourth quarter, but Maxey had 32 points. You got 15 out of Paul George in that game. You got to think he's going to be a little bit better. Yabusele had one of his better games, and I think if he continues to get more comfortable playing at the NBA. Remember, this guy's been in Europe all these years. That's going to be a benefit for Philly. I think this might be a spot. Look, I cashed a ticket with the Clippers the other night. I said this is their spot to get that first home win at the Intuit Dome against San Antonio, and they had a great second half. I don't feel compelled to come back to the Clippers tonight. I'm definitely leaning Sixers, and like I said, Maxey over points, Paul George over points are probably some good props here as well.
Muted.
My bad, I was muted there, but I had first half underwritten on my short list from last night, but I'm just gonna go ahead and cross that off. A game like this, where it's people want to get back at the other team and stuff, I'm just gonna leave it alone. Good stuff on those. That's the end of the card right there. So got through all 12, did it in about an hour, and now it's about that time where we move it on over to best bets. So let me get that up there. All right, like we always do, Wham Bam, you know what time it is. We coming to you first. Let the people know what's the best way to get paid.
Ooh, man, I got a few different bets that I like the most. All right, so damn. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna go with the total here, and I think that this is gonna be a clash, and then we're all gonna watch this game. We're all gonna watch this game, but it's gonna be a clash of the Titans style. We're gonna go Boston. Go into Boston. We're gonna take the under 229.5 under full game. Boston, Golden State. Give me the under.
Good stuff from Wham Bam. And I don't know. We might be getting okay. You going next, Bobano.
I was gonna say,
Let
I
the
think
people.
Dutch has left us.
No,
Or is
he's here.
Oh,
Let the
okay.
people know what's the best way to get to the window.
Okay, good stuff. Yeah, best bet for me. It's just been dynamite. I think I'm going to go right back to it here tonight with this Toronto Sacramento game over 236.5. I mean, these Raptor games are flying over the total, and it's been working, especially in the best bet segment. We're going to keep rocking with it tonight. I like the Raptors too, but I like the total even more because I do think the Kings are going to score a lot, and they'll be motivated to do so when the Raptors beat them previously. So Raptors Kings over 236.5. Best bet.
All right, good stuff from Bobano. For myself, I'm gonna I'll go with that Mavs team total under 123.5. I just think that the loss of, a lob threat and Lively in Washington, and I just think that's all is going to mess up the offense. I don't think they'll be able to take advantage of the paint in a way which they might have with those guys in, because that's the weakness for Chicago's defense. Chicago's only given up this number one time so far this season. Dallas has only hit it one time this season. I don't think they're going to hit it tonight. So Dallas team total under 123.5 for myself. And last but not least, we'll slide it over to my guy Dutchy. Let the people know what the freshest look of the day is. And then
Got the shades, bro.
you can't gotta put the shades on for the freshest look of the day. Take us home.
Doing multiple things. But most importantly, we're here for the freshest look. Yeah, man. Hey, we're gonna stay in B Town. It's going down. Hey, and the motherfucking Warriors will trump the Leprechauns tonight. Believe it. Yeah, take the motherfucking 7.5. Get the best number out. They might win the goddamn basketball game. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share the motherfucking video. Y'all stay fresh, stay blessed, and let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah, man.